Hey everybody, Logan here. Today I'm bringing you a PlayStation controller video. Yeah, I bet you're like, you still do those? Yeah, when I can get my hands on them, because lately it seems like nothing's coming out. So there is a small company, you might have heard of them. They make these adapters so you can use one controller on a different platform. And the company is called Brook. So they reach out to me and asked me if I wanted to review the new StarRay for the PlayStation 5. And funny enough, it's also compatible with PC. They make sure it says it on the box. So we're going to unbox this, take a look at it, and I'm going to give you my impressions and see if it's any good. There we go. The Brook StarRay. Interesting name. Now, there is one issue I've had with this controller, and I haven't even opened it yet. So you look at the box. It says PS5, PC, cool. Can't read that. Can't read that. Yep, can't read any of that. So, I don't know any of the features. So we're going to take a look, and I'm going to give you the gist of it. And, well, hey, we got a little bit right there. It's 250 grams, PS5, PC, USB-C, 1100 mAh battery, and then those are the dimensions. But that's about it. So the only thing I can say is, let's open it. There we go. Feels like an Xbox controller for PlayStation. Oh, mechanical buttons. Oh, you got claw bumpers. That's nice. Anti-friction rings. One set of flappy paddles. I'm assuming that's the mute button. You got PS5, PC, trigger locks. There we go. Not bad. Not bad. That one gets a little stuck. Rubberized grips. Headphone jack. Home button. Touchpad. Oh, so we also have lights that light up around the sticks. Okay, that's not too shabby. Let's see. Now, one thing I did notice when I was taking the paperwork out, it does have a little bit of English here. All right. Connection method. Do PS5. I'm assuming there's no dongle. Okay. Connect to the console/PC and the controller with the included USB cable. When the player indicator lights up, you're connected. All right. So how about we connect it to the PlayStation 5 and I'll give you my impressions. Now, one thing before I take the next step. Does this open? Yes, but it still doesn't show me the features. I no longer have a PlayStation 5 set up in my game room. I actually just connected it to connect an Atari VCS console. I am going to tell you, I actually haven't played my PS5 in going on 3 months. I'll let you guys figure out why, because there's no games. No, there's games. They just don't have anything I really care to play. But there's still plenty of stuff on there that I have. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect it. I'm going to show you some B-roll of me connecting it to my PlayStation 5 that is actually in my living room. And unfortunately, there's an issue with my capture card and the PlayStation 5 where the PlayStation 5 does not want to display through my capture card no matter what I do. And I've done it with two different, my original PlayStation 5 and my PS5 Pro. I don't know what's going on with it. So unfortunately, we're going to have to do this video a little different. Thank you, Sony. But that out of the way, now you'll understand why the rest of the video is very different than my usual controller videos. Let's connect it and, well, I'll show you. All right, one thing I want to get into before I give you my impressions of me using the controller for a little while on multiple different games, because I really couldn't test it the way I normally do. First impressions, since it's PlayStation, and like I explained. Another thing is the box and the instructions didn't say too much about the controller, and if I just left it that way, I felt it would be unfair to you guys trying to determine whether or not you're going to buy this. So I decided to go straight to the Brook website so we can look up a little more about this controller. So this is a StarRay professional design to light up your game. Supports PS5, Steam, iOS, Android, PC. So basically, Steam and PC gonna be kind of the same thing. So PS5, and you can use it on mobile. Cool. It didn't specify that on the box, but now we know. Another thing, if you looked at it, I didn't notice it when I was unboxing it, but you can see the XYBA Xbox style setup if you're using it on PC within the PlayStation symbol. So that's pretty interesting. Another thing, after testing it for as long as I did, I do like the fact that it can wake up just by pressing the home button, where certain third-party controllers that use dongles can't wake up the PlayStation, so you don't have to worry about that if you do like that. The touchpad is a little tiny, but it's serviceable. The D-pad feels a little squishier than I like for a mechanical D-pad, but I got used to it, and I think it's pretty solid. Otherwise, the sticks, I have no complaints about the sticks. They don't feel like PlayStation style sticks, so yeah, you got to get used to that Xbox feel. Otherwise, the controller is a little bulkier. But if you're used to an Xbox style controller on PC or on the Xbox, of course, you'll be okay with it. So let's get a little more into it. I don't think it says anything here about it, but here, let's continue. It says natively compatible with PS5, Steam, iOS, Android, PC, all while continuing Brook's signature cross-platform versatility. Now, that's another thing. It has the asymmetrical, the Pro style, Xbox style layout. So if you like that PlayStation symmetrical layout, this isn't for you. So it's ergonomically designed. You got the front view, you got the back view. I already showed you pretty much everything in the unboxing, but here we get a little more into what wasn't on the box. It says asymmetrical analog stick layout, hashtag Xbox design, hashtag Hall joystick. So yes, they are Hall effect sticks, not TMR, Hall effect. So you do have mechanical buttons, of course, and the classic touchpad. Like I said, it is a little small. Going to the back, it just says customizable dual back buttons, anti-slip rubber grips. And if we go back to the front, the settings button is where you're going to set up your programmability. So it does have lights. The Hall effect joysticks, I don't know why they call it Hall joystick, but it is Hall effect. 5 million presses, 0 friction, consistent tactile feedback. It's actually pretty nice. Now, one thing is with the rumble, it is not that HD rumble style that you get in the PlayStation. Yeah, you just don't. It's a standard actuator. You'll feel it. It's not bad. It actually feels pretty good compared to other lower end options, but it's nice, but you'll notice it isn't the same style of haptic feedback that you get in the triggers and stuff like that when you are using the DualSense, so keep that in mind. Talks a little more about the mechanical buttons, the micro switch, fully adjustable, more features, immersive gaming. Yeah, it's standard actuators, so it's not really the same, but it is a solid feedback. There you go, flexible control with the extra buttons, and it's the breathing. So there you go, multi-platform compatibility, shows you everything, and it is compatible with the Brook converters for whatever device that you decide you want to use that with. And there you go. So there's a little more information that we weren't able to retrieve off the box because the box was, well, not in English. So there you go. Now let me show you a bit more of what I did and my final impressions. Okay, I mentioned it a little before in the previous segment, but I want to reiterate. I've been using this for a little now, even though I haven't really been playing my PlayStation that much for the last 3 months. I had to boot it up and update it and all kinds of other stuff, but I decided to go back and play a couple of games that I hadn't played in quite some time. just to get the feel of it. One being Sun and Bone. If you guys are not familiar with that, it's a dinosaur-esque shooter, kind of in the vein of Turok, but you're using a cowboy instead of an Indian, so that was kind of funny. But I really like that game, so I decided to use this. Being a first-person shooter and all, I thought it was very appropriate. I got the feel of the sticks, I got the feel of the triggers, and just how quickly and how precise the movement is. It works very well. It feels great, and I actually liked it quite a bit. At first, I almost thought it was a little too sensitive, but you get used to it because the dead zones aren't there like in some of the other controllers, but I got used to it, and otherwise it just felt good. Next, I switched to a racing game because I feel that is really how you're going to get some of the more different style movements that you would get from a first-person shooter, and that was Asphalt Legends. I played through a number of races, and I was like, all right, that was one of the games that I was playing on the regular before I stopped playing my PlayStation all that much. I just was playing games on other consoles, especially with the Switch 2. But I really do enjoy this. One of the big things I like that you don't have with this controller that you have with other third-party ones is no dongle. So there's nothing that you need to plug into either the front or the back USB. And it does come with a Type-C to Type-C USB cable. So no matter which version of the PlayStation you have, you don't have to worry about finding a Type A, because if you have the Slim or the Pro, you have Type-Cs in the front. So that's a convenient little thing. Small, but convenient. Overall, I think this is a solid option for $64.99. It is cheaper than a standard DualSense, but you know, it isn't the same. So it is a little more performative, a little less performative in some areas, but it is significantly cheaper. So if you're looking for an option for your PlayStation 5 that is going to be cheaper, but still has the functionality you want, and, you know, has that pro layout, that asymmetrical design that most Xbox and PC gamers decide to go with, then this might be the right one for you. Let me know, are you guys going to pick this up, the Brook StarRay? I would definitely recommend it, especially with all the other options being an arm and a leg. This might just be the one for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless each and every one of you. Like we always say, be legendary. Thanks again.